Think about your day. From the moment you wake up, money plays a crucial role in almost every aspect of your life. You use money to buy things you need and want. Whether it's groceries to fill your fridge, clothes to keep you warm, or gadgets to make your life easier, money is the medium that facilitates these transactions. Maybe it's a cup of coffee to kickstart your morning or a new book to unwind in the evening. Money is essential in acquiring these small joys and necessities. It's how we exchange goods and services. In a bustling marketplace, vendors and shoppers engage in a dance of supply and demand, all orchestrated by the flow of money. But money wasn't always coins and bills. It has evolved significantly over time. In ancient civilizations, people used various items as currency, from shells and beads to livestock and grain. It has a long and fascinating history, marked by innovation and adaptation. As societies grew more complex, so did their methods of trade and currency. Today, we are witnessing another revolution with digital currencies like Bitcoin. These new forms of money are reshaping how we think about value and exchange. The story of money is a journey through human ingenuity, reflecting our ever-evolving relationship with value and trust. From the earliest forms of trade to the latest digital innovations, money has always been at the heart of human progress. Imagine a world without money, a world where coins, bills, and digital transactions don't exist. How would you get what you need? How would you acquire food, clothing, or tools? Thousands of years ago, people relied on a system called bartering. This was a direct trade of goods and services. If you were a farmer with extra grain, you had something valuable to offer. You could trade it with a shepherd for wool. This wool could then be used to make clothing or other necessary items. Bartering worked, but it had limitations. The biggest challenge was finding someone who had what you needed and wanted what you had. This was often difficult and time-consuming. Imagine needing to find someone who not only had the wool you needed, but also wanted your grain. This need led to the creation of money. Early forms of money included items like shells, beads, and eventually coins made from precious metals. This innovation expanded trade networks and allowed for the growth of economies. People could now trade more easily and efficiently. The introduction of money was a turning point in human history. It enabled the growth of cities and civilizations by facilitating trade and economic development. People began to realize they needed a more practical system. They started using specific items as a common medium of exchange. These were the earliest forms of money. In some parts of the world, people used cowrie shells. On the island of Yap, they used large stone discs called rye stones. These early forms of money were valuable because they were durable, scarce, and recognizable. Around 600 BC, a revolution happened in Lydia, which is modern-day Turkey. People started using coins made of gold and silver. These coins had a standardized weight and were stamped with the seal of the ruler. This innovation was a game-changer. Coins were portable, durable, and divisible. They made trading much easier and facilitated the growth of empires and complex economies. Section 5. Paper money, a Chinese innovation. Fast forward to the 7th century AD in China. Merchants started using promissory notes as a form of paper money. These notes were essentially IOUs that could be exchanged for actual coins later. This system was more convenient than carrying around heavy strings of coins. The Chinese government eventually adopted this practice, issuing the world's first government-backed paper money. Section 6. Trust and trade. Spreading the idea of paper money. The concept of paper money is one of the most revolutionary ideas in the history of trade and commerce. It transformed the way people conducted business and facilitated the growth of economies around the world. The success of paper money relied on trust. In ancient China, during the Tang dynasty, merchants and traders began to use promissory notes as a form of currency. These notes were essentially promises to pay the bearer a certain amount of money at a later date. This system required a high level of trust between the parties involved. People had to believe that the note they held could be exchanged for something of value later. This trust was built over time as more and more people began to accept and use these notes. The government also played a crucial role in fostering this trust by backing the value of the notes with tangible assets like gold and silver. As trade routes like the Silk Road flourished, the concept of paper money spread to other parts of the world. The Silk Road was a network of trade routes that connected the East and West, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture. Along these routes, merchants and traders from different regions encountered the concept of paper money and began to adopt it in their own transactions. merchants and travelers realized the convenience and security of carrying paper money instead of heavy chests of coins. Paper money was lighter and easier to transport, reducing the risk of theft and making long-distance trade more feasible. This innovation not only made trade more efficient but also contributed to the economic growth of the regions that adopted it. The adoption of paper money also led to the development of early banking systems. Banks began to issue their own notes which could be exchanged for goods and services. This further increased the trust in paper money as people knew they could always go to a bank to redeem their notes for something of value. The idea of paper money eventually made its way to Europe, where it was initially met with skepticism. However, as European economies grew and the need for a more efficient form of currency became apparent, paper money began to gain acceptance. By the 17th century, several European countries had started to issue their own paper currency. Today, paper money is a fundamental part of the global economy. It has evolved over the centuries, but the basic principles remain the same. Trust and the promise of value continue to underpin the use of paper money, making it a vital tool for trade and commerce around the world. Section 7. From goldsmiths to banks. Early banking in Europe. In medieval Europe, goldsmiths played a crucial role in the evolution of money. People deposited their gold with goldsmiths for safekeeping. The goldsmiths issued receipts for these deposits. These receipts gradually became a form of paper money, as people began trading them as a substitute for actual gold. This system laid the foundation for modern banking. Section 8. The gold standard. Backing money with gold. By the 19th century, many countries adopted the gold standard. Under this system, the value of a country's currency was directly linked to a specific amount of gold. This provided stability and fostered international trade. However, the gold standard had its drawbacks. It limited a country's ability to control its money supply, which could be problematic during economic downturns. Section 9. Fiat money. Trusting in governments. After World War II, the Bretton Woods Agreement led to the decline of the gold standard. Most countries transitioned to a system of fiat money. Fiat money is not backed by a physical commodity like gold. Its value is derived from the government's declaration that it is legal tender. We trust that the government will manage the money supply responsibly to prevent inflation. Section 10. The digital revolution. Plastic and pixels. The late 20th century witnessed a dramatic shift towards digital forms of money. Credit cards emerged, allowing people to make purchases on credit. Electronic banking systems enabled fast and efficient money transfers. The internet further revolutionized how we interact with money, paving the way for online banking, mobile payments, and e-commerce. Section 11. Bitcoin and beyond. The rise of cryptocurrencies. In 2009, a mysterious person or group under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin, the first decentralized cryptocurrency. Bitcoin operates on a technology called blockchain, a secure and transparent digital ledger. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin offer a decentralized alternative to traditional financial systems, potentially changing how we think about and use money. Section 12. The future of money. What's next? From shells to Bitcoin, the history of money is a testament to human innovation. As technology continues to advance, the future of money is full of possibilities. Will cryptocurrencies become mainstream? Will digital currencies issued by central banks dominate? One thing is certain, money will continue to evolve, reflecting our changing needs and aspirations. The journey of money is far from over.